Whew, ha, ha. Welcome to Art Start Now, the first meta variety show on Lad City Network. I'm your boy Gif, and I didn't brush my teeth today, but I'm here with the Nifty Castle crew, Woah and Woah Boy, and our new producer, Chaz.
Me?
Yes, Chaz.
Oh, yeah. What's up, boy?
He just popped out of a hot tub time machine right before we were about to film because it's time for art to start now.
Art start now. We're gonna make it just creative, put it down. Art start now. We're gonna make it just creative, put it down. Art start now. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Start it now.
I'm the only one here that didn't get the Halloween memo, but that's all right. We're here anyway. Thanks for joining us, y'all. It's another episode every Saturday. We're gonna be doing these for y'all on the Lad City Network. It's Art Start Now, and we've got an incredible show today. An incredible guest, Michaela Lallouz. If y'all don't know, she's a dope artist. She's a community leader and educator, and she's gonna talk to us. She's waiting over there. I can see her. She's hanging out in the hallway right over here right now. She's gonna come talk to us in just a moment. But before we do, whoa boy, what's going on in NFT land?
Oh man, in NFT land, let me tell you, it's me, Woboyus Musicus, everyone. So in the world of NFTs, all the big names are entering the space now. That's right. They're putting the money into the NFT world. And Alchemy, we're here in the times of Halloween, so Alchemy is a great. I think it's quite fitting theme for Halloween. But Alchemy has been in the space for a while, and they're optimizing systems for a lot of these big companies coming in. One of those being Adobe. And Adobe, they've worked with them on their product Behance and several of their other products, where they're going to make it easier for artists to authenticate their work. So it's not just for some of the big companies. Adobe's really interested in helping the people that use their products. So so many of us use Photoshop and Illustrator and what have you. So I'm sure this is going to be.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was gonna ask Lola, do you use the Adobe suite for all of your music making and your videos and all your filmmaking?
I'm actually gonna let you all in on a secret. Well, at least on the NFTs that I make and have put out as of now, I am solely on the Procreate.
Ooh.
Solely on the Procreate. Yeah.
It's exclusive.
Huge fan
it's
of Procreate. Yep, the exclusive.
She's a pro.
At creating.
That's awesome. Well, I myself am a long-term Adobe Suite user since second grade. So I love this news. I love that they're optimizing their systems for NFT creators. I think it just says that, again, we're just at the beginning, and this is not a fad. For everybody out there thinking NFTs are a fad, Adobe doesn't
the
think
bubble.
so.
Yeah.
Yep,
It's great news for
big boys
artists.
are coming.
That's right. It's great news for artists. I think that, that's the focus here is hey, just know that some of this is coming. All the different, people are creating a ton of different resources for the space, and Adobe is no different. And one thing they did mention, which we can scratch off, is we have no intention of making a marketplace. So they're not going to make a marketplace. So that's something that they said.
Thank goodness. Yeah, we don't need another marketplace. We need better tools, y'all. And it sounds like that's what they're working on here. So love that article. Whoa boy. Or is it Musicus Maximus? Whatever your name is today.
Musicus.
Whoa boy, Musicus. Thank you for
Maximus.
bringing in this awesome article. And also, Facebook is meta now. So that also happened. Which,
and also Mark Zuckerberg uses barbecue as a book holder.
Yeah, Serious Q, Fun Uncle, Facebook stock after they changed their name to Meta. Hodl or Noddle?
Not financial advice.
I wasn't
not
ready.
listening.
Sorry. Yeah. Hodl or
That's all
noddle?
good.
Dude, I honestly think
Hodl
that
or noddle?
if you want my honest, hot Fununcle take, Chaz is gone. This is Fununcle now. I think that they had a lot of PR issues. You know, that like Facebook was going through a lot of like scandalous PR issues. And so what they're trying to do is like, instead of solving all of those PR problems, let's just change our name so we're a completely different company with a brand new slate, like start at zero. But we can continue doing all the nefarious, horrible things that we've always been doing. But it's under a new name. We're totally fine now, you know? Like,
Yeah, put a
that's the
sticker
game.
on it.
Criminals do this all the time. They get
Love
ID
it.
changes. They change their names.
Yeah. No, it is.
But they're doing
it's
it in front of
true.
the
It's
entire
a-
world. So
It's a clear misdirection. It absolutely is. And I have to say, you know, I definitely don't feel great about Facebook in general. Because, yeah, wouldn't it be awesome if you didn't have to rebrand and change your name because everybody liked you? You know, they've shown that they don't handle all the responsibility with social engineering and managing, you know, society, you know, the way that as they've done it, they've shown that they can't handle that much power. So the fact that they're now saying, you know, we're going to be the metaverse too, it's like, I don't feel great about that personally. That's so.
Yikes.
So
Big
for me, it's not a hodl. It's a noddle. But you know, we'll see where it goes. And with that, we don't want to leave her waiting anymore. She's been awfully patient, hanging out over there in the wings in the hallway. We've got an incredible guest for y'all. She's going to come talk to you right now. Michaela Lallouz. She's an artist. She's an educator. She's a community manager, a community leader. But first, we're going to show you a video, her Genesis piece. It's called Global Transformation. Check this out.
Once upon a time, there lived a father who loved his children so much that he gave them each special gifts to help them survive everything they could see and even the things they could not understand. But his children fought often and grew apart, so far apart that both distance and time had created huge chasms in their memories and in their hearts. Long forgotten and misunderstood, those special gifts would call out to his children, to you. Will you be the one of one to own the code of global transformation and transform the world and yourself?
Oh my gosh, global transformation. That video is amazing. It makes me feel like I'm like Nick Cage in like a national treasure, but in the metaverse trying to solve some crazy riddle or something. But Michaela, welcome to Art Start Now. Tell us a little bit about what we just watched.
Amazing.
So that right there was my Genesis piece. It's so amazing to look back at it right now. I've always liked to bridge the worlds between technology, spirituality, and psychology. And by doing that through the medium of film and storytelling. So that right there is kind of, you know, it had Michaela written all over it. It does stem from, you know, the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah. And what's going on right there is I would tell a story, you know, using film, and then I'd put my NFT in the film, just to give a little bit of background, because that's kind of how the space really started, which was storytelling. It not reminded me, but I would read a lot on, you know, the hunter-gatherer times and how they used to all come, you know, in front of a fire and storytell and share stories. And that's just like how, you know, humanity evolved, you know, through community and storytelling. So it was really amazing doing all the drop rooms and Clubhouse and just entering the space in that way. And what the final position is of the cipher, that right there is, it's a combination of Aramaic letters. And it says in the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah that when you make the eye connection to that combination of letters, it releases a certain energy. So that was for global transformation. And honestly, at that time, this was around April in 2021, there was a lot of stuff happening in the world, and that was just kind of my expression, and my way to kind of break into the metaverse, which was global transformation, which is like what we were doing. And, I have the chills right now, but that's what we were doing. We were transforming the world and working on to, build this one, which is Web3. So it's quite interesting looking back at it right now.
I was just going to ask about the voice acting, if that was something that you had a background in, because it's really, really strong. It's awesome.
Thank you. I wasn't sleeping during that period. I was just riding off of the high that you get when you enter, the metaverse in that space. I was actually just literally what it seemed like I was doing. I was like living in a basement with all of my computers set up, and I was just in that space. And my next piece, which is in that same collection, was of the Mona Lisa. And it's so crazy because I think it was probably the lack of sleep, or I don't even know, maybe I'm connecting to something, but I discovered that the number 72 is written in the eyes of Mona Lisa. And that's something that I just thought about. I was just oh, the next piece should be about the Mona Lisa. And then I did more research. And that's something that's really fun about the NFT space and just in filmmaking and just in general, is doing research. And I researched this whole story that apparently an Italian researcher found the number 72 in the eyes of Mona Lisa. And that, and that stemmed from the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah. So it was just really cool, just, doing all of these, pieces. It really led me to interesting conversations on Clubhouse and just being in the space. And yeah, that was my energy.
Yeah. So I really appreciated this piece pretty early on. You would be in Clubhouse rooms, and I remember your personality immediately, when Bored Ape Yacht Club popped off and stuff, and I started thumbing through your work, and I saw you had a Twitch, and that you were pretty involved with the interactive space. And that's where I saw this is okay, 3D art, she's a VR kid, she's into the cyber world and that sort of space as well. So I guess what's your relation? You already mentioned storytelling. What's your relationship with the more meta, the metaverse and the world of VR, I guess? What's your opinion on that type of art?
So VR is something I actually got into. So first I started with the filmmaking, which was the Genesis piece and the 72 Names of God collection, which was really fun. Actually for one of those pieces, I made an AR filter. And the AR filter, when you put your phone over the piece, it released the code. So I was trying to do fun interactive things like that. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. And that was I was experimenting with all of those things. And then I went into my Intrusive Thoughts series, which centered around, mental health. I do struggle with intrusive thoughts and anxiety and specifically OCD. And actually this series helped me a lot, relieve a lot of pain that was causing me. And what I would do was I just hopped onto Procreate on my iPad, and I started to write, my raw thoughts on photographs that I was taking of myself. And that was pretty cool, because I guess people aren't used to really seeing just someone's raw thoughts. I would write that down in meetings. So I was really doing reflective journalism on the photographs, and that just kind of really hit and resonated with a lot of people. And so many people were coming up to me, and they were saying, not coming up to me, but in the space, saying, hey, I've struggled with those thoughts before too. And once I put my thoughts out there, it was kind of wait a minute, there's nothing really to be afraid of. Everybody everybody still wants to talk to me or be my friend. And I just displayed my raw thoughts to the public. How crazy is that? So that was really empowering for me. And that just that was just amazing. And then I went to Miami This is pretty recent. Went to Miami maybe in August or something, and my best friend is doing a virtual reality gaming company and called Veil VR. It's really really amazing. They're actually the first gaming company that I know that is entering, that I know specifically, that's virtual reality, that's entering the NFT space. And I wanted to go and meet the developers and just kind of like see what they were doing in this VR world. So one of the developers, Virgo, she's really amazing. She took me to a party, a rave in Tokyo. We were in Miami, and that was the first time I ever tried like VR chat. Really epic. Like, I was a full on avatar. I got really nauseous. It was like a pretty wild experience. And then I hopped into like Tilt Brush and all
So
of these
just
like.
so we're being like clear with everybody, she was in
Yeah.
Miami and then somebody piped her into a metaverse rave that was happening live in Tokyo. So she was partying in Miami with people in Tokyo. And so this was like your red pill moment when you're like, oh, this is freaking dope. Let's go.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, thank you for being clear. I could get a little lost because honestly, I was like, wait, when was I there? Was I really there? Like, it was like start tripping out, of what's going on. But yeah, so I took the red pill pretty much. I saw this world and I'm like, oh my God, this metaverse is crazy. Like, we're all like in, like, it was so cool. I had to pick up a phone and like dial a code, and it was really amazing. And then I started to take the reflective journaling that I was doing and I brought it into VR. And that was quite incredible because I got lost in there for hours. And it was the most therapeutic, relieving thing. And that was amazing. And I thought, like, wow, I'm going to focus on virtual reality. And then now I'm transitioning into something uh, different, where I'm helping brands kind of get into the space and educating new people in the space. So it's really cool how in just a couple of months you can do all of these different positions. Like, something that's really interesting for people that are listening. Like, you don't need to be an artist to succeed in the space or just like be in the space. You can literally, like, there's a position for everybody. So that's something that I really love.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want Fun Uncle, if you don't mind, to pull up the Intrusive Thoughts VR gallery. Since we're talking about VR, she's talking about that. We can, show people through that a little bit. But yeah, to your point, Michaela, quite a trajectory that you've already had just, in the last 6 normie months. But, people don't forget that 6 normie months is about 6 years in crypto. So yeah, it's an incredible amount that you've already accomplished. Now, again, you mentioned you're a project manager, but yeah, tell us a little bit about this gallery and the Intrusive Thoughts.
So actually, that right there, that piece where you have all the writing, yeah, that's wow. It's just crazy looking at it. Yeah. So again, that started with, actually, it started a little bit earlier, where I used to take. One day, I took a photo on my phone, and I went onto Instagram, and I just started to draw the energy that I saw, and I got a lot of relief in that. And then someone who really helped me in the space, he's an amazing artist. His name is Tetra. And we were all in Canada at the time, and I was doing like music videos and stuff with another artist, Universe, and everything. Whole story. He told me about Procreate. I actually thought it was the other Procreate. Just so anyone who's listening, Procreate is not the Procreation. It's the app on the on the iPad, and a lot of people use art. I mean, it was the creation of some stuff. So anyhow, I saw this photograph of myself that I brought into Procreate, and I know a lot of people in the space were experimenting with it, and I wanted to try it out. And I don't know, I just looked at myself, and I had all of these thoughts happening at the same time, and I was like, well, what would the photograph look like if I just shared my thoughts? Like, what would it taint the picture? Would the photograph be less, I guess, aesthetically pleasing, or what would be the case if I if I just wrote what I was truly thinking on it, and I would also get frustrated, like, oh, people see this photograph, but they don't see what's going on the inside. And I think the best thing I ever did was to tell people what's going on the inside. It's the most liberating and freeing thing. And I haven't struggled with, my intrusive thoughts, I think, since I released that collection. Actually, for now, it kind of uh, made me love the way that my brain and my mind and everything is wired. So it really transformed me, in a really
Aw.
great way.
Heck
I love
yeah.
that. I love that. And like that's true evidence of just how therapeutic art can be and just the act of creation and especially being vulnerable. And I think we probably talked about this before because I love talking about mental health too. And I love that you made this and were very vulnerable and shared it with everyone because it also empowers others to maybe conjure up the courage to also be vulnerable, which will also heal them at the same time. So thank you for sharing that with the world.
Yeah, like oh, thank you for those kind words.
1,000%.
Seriously, like yeah, like like so many people wrote to me like, hey, like they actually zoomed in and they read it, and it's literally just like a public journal or diary, and it's reflective journaling. I encourage everybody to kind of try it. You don't need the iPad. You can just write it down or just do a voice message on your phone, and kind of let out just kind of what you're thinking. Like reflective journaling is just saying everything as is, as you feel it, with kind of not holding back. So sometimes I would hide in there, where you have to like zoom in, and people really like that, and I liked that for people. I felt like they would see what they needed to see.
I like how
Kind of like
there's
a brain dump.
also yeah, a brain dump. But yeah, I love how there's also a Gryffindor ape mixed in with the intrusive thoughts there. That's my favorite part, probably. But you were mentioning a little bit about this trajectory that you've had and how far you've come in just the last 6 to 8 months, and talking about how now you're doing some project management stuff. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing now, about bringing brands into the space and maybe some CnK world stuff. Like what are you up to right now?
So right now, yes, I mean, woo, right now, currently in New York for NFT NYC, which is really amazing, and I am working on project managing and strategizing for Cookies and Kicks. Which is an IRL, hypebeast brand, streetwear brand, media company even in Los Angeles. It's quite popular. They have a really amazing social media presence, and they have, you know, they have a whole generation that is kind of like a whole chunk of people that is not yet into the NFT space. And actually, even before kind of working with them, I started to talk about a digital asset on TikTok, actually. And the digital asset that I was talking about was Bored Ape Yacht Club. We stand. And I told everybody that I invested $600 in a digital asset, and at that time I was getting bids for $22,000. I didn't know that was gonna like blow up. I just like held over my phone. Thank God I looked somewhat decent, and I told everyone like about the digital asset. I didn't say the name just because I didn't want people to God forbid, kind of like get into something and get scammed, or like if they didn't know, because this was still like not I mean, right now it's becoming like more public, but like no one really was like talking about NFTs other than in the space, right? And I would try to talk to people about it, and they just like couldn't wrap their head around it, or anyways, I woke up the next morning and they're like, I got messages from people like, hey, are you the TikTok girl? And I'm like, what are they talking about? And it got like 1 million views overnight, and all of the comments were, hey, like, what is an NFT? Oh my god, like, it's happening. People are waking up. People are yeah. I don't know. And I was kind of scared because I was like, oh no, like I saw that there was a lot of scams going on. And that makes me scared. I don't want people to like lose money because I want people to enter the space in the right way. Like there's so much opportunity in learning about this technology. Again, like the biggest misconception is that that NFTs are a JPEG, you know, or they're just like a photo of an animal that's selling for millions of dollars, which yeah, that's true, but it's a technology. And it's something that we can all benefit from and all build. You know, we're all building Web3, which is, you know, the time of digital assets, and there's a way to navigate in the space. It's a little rough. I mean, if you're not in the Nifty castle rooms or if you're not in these spaces, it's quite hard to navigate. And there's a lot of power in you know, having something that's decentralized and this responsibility, but it's a double-edged sword because, you know, when it's decentralized, there's no one to call. So if something happens, you know, you can't just call your credit card company and say, hey, yeah, I got scammed this and this. Like a lot of the scams happen now with, you know, social engineering and everything. So it's kind of like, again, a do your own research place. So I was very worried because I was like, okay, there's going to be a million people that are entering the space and not knowing how to navigate, and it's not user friendly. So I had someone find me. Her name is Lauren. She's amazing. And she said, hey, Michaela, why don't you have, you know, an NFT 101 course? And I was like, I don't know if I know enough. And then I started to realize like, hey, like all of those that time that I spent in these clubhouse rooms and like listening to people and doing it myself, like failing myself. You know, I failed many times in the space, you know, I've gotten rugged, quote unquote, many times. And I realized, hey, you know what, I could help people you know, navigate better or just kind of be like a support system as much as I could. Cause people were asking me, you know, left and right, what's an NFT? How do I get into the space? It was honestly quite overwhelming, you know, but really exciting. So I developed an NFT 101 course. And I started to get into the educational route. And then Ellie, who I've known for quite some time now, who's the owner, CEO of Cookies and Kicks, you know, he was telling me that he was getting into the NFT space. And I was like, oh my God, well, be careful because there's this and this and this. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, it's just so crazy because brands don't know even, you know, what they're getting into or how to get into the space. You know, like some people don't know that you need Twitter or Discord or even how to use Discord, and you know, how to community build and like the components that you need to enter the space properly. So I found myself doing a lot of, you know, project managing and strategizing, and then you know, got onboarded to CnK World, and now we're working on that now. It's really exciting. And we're doing NFT 101s, you know.
Can we pull up that image, Fun Uncle, of the 101 course so people can see? Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about this. This is like just a flyer for some of these courses, right?
Yeah, so this is all in pre-launch, which is something that I really am passionate about, and that I want people to know that first of all, we're not like onboarding people. You know, when we do these courses and stuff, it's actually just so that I want to teach them, the community members or people entering the space, that they can make their own decision, that this space is very empowering. You can do your own research and you can choose, do I want to be a part of this community? Do I want to be, you know, do I want to do this or that? It's like to learn about the space and how to navigate to make your own decision. So that's kind of where I come from and the type of education that I want to give to people. And obviously so that they don't, and they're taking their precautions for cybersecurity. So this was really fun, this event right here. That is my chip. And we collaborated with Trojan DAO, which is University of Southern California students. And we went to the store, IRL, Cookies and Kicks on the Melrose block. And we got some amazing speakers. We had JR from Force, and this was all pretty last minute as well. And Carson and Lauren, and I spoke a little bit. And it was a really fun evening because we're really just bridging the worlds between, you know, IRL brands and you know, this online world that we've got going on. And it's been quite the journey. It's really fun. We're still in pre-launch right now, and we just did something amazing tonight. We just pretty much kicked off NFT NYC in a really great way by doing a scavenger hunt with Nifty Castle, DBs. It was amazing, really
Yeah.
fun, and I was so happy to do it because I know a lot of people can get FOMO, because of NFT NYC and not being able to go there. And I know I used to experience that, when I was in Canada and we were in lockdown and I couldn't travel. And many other times I've experienced it in my life, and I just wanted to make sure that we did something for, and like the team also, that we wanted to do something for the people that couldn't make it IRL, and to remind them and let them know, like this is where it's at, so it was just amazing. You guys killed it. Whoa boy, Gifted, like it was so awesome. This online interactive adventure to save Chip. It was so well written and so well done. Down to the T. It was just amazing. And it's still going on
It
right
is
now.
amazing. It's fun. It's just started, so it's going to be going on throughout NFT NYC for the next 6 days. You got to start off in the Cookies and Kicks Discord. We'll put the link in the description, but you don't want to miss it, because if you get through the mission to save Chip, there's some incredible giveaways and rewards. It's not just like one team that's putting this together, right? You got the Cookies and Kicks World team, plus the Nifty Castle, plus the DB's team, all coming together on this interactive adventure. It's a lot of fun. Do not miss that.
Exciting.
So again, yeah, you got to check out the Cookies and Kicks Twitter, but I think most importantly, it starts in the Cookies and Kicks Discord, right, Michaela?
Yes.
Yes,
Heck
yes,
yeah.
yes.
And yeah, I just want to say, you have blown me away with again, how much effort you're putting into the educational aspect. It's so important, onboarding people and doing it the right way. And you clearly really, really care about helping people get into the space and do it the right way, about safety, all that stuff. You got the experience. So Michaela Lallouz, you're amazing. Thank you for coming and interviewing with us. Follow Michaela on Twitter, MikaShu02 on Twitter, Michaela Lallouz on Instagram. Links will be in the description. Michaela, want to give you the last word if there's anything else you want to shout out before we hop off.
This community is growing. Don't be afraid. Come. We want this community. Honestly, like saved my life. So community can really heal all. Art can heal all. And thank you for this. You guys are amazing. It's really fun, like doing things like these scavenger hunts and collaborating in these ways. These online quests. They're what keeps me going. So thank you. See you all in the CnK Discord server, and maybe for some NFT 101. And yeah, I really, really appreciate this. You guys are great. Thank you.
What an incredible interview. Thank you, Michaela. And thank you to y'all for hanging out with us. Definitely do not miss out on that interactive adventure. The Cookies and Kicks team worked really hard on it with the DB's team to make it. And it's only happening during NFT NYC. You don't even have to be in New York. It's going on now through Wednesday, the 3rd, I'm pretty sure. But on that note, and a quick note from our sponsor, DB's, there's another incredible promotion happening during NFT NYC only. This is the only time this is ever going to happen. It is NFT NYC DDD, double DB's days. Never going to happen again. During November 1st to November 6th only, you're going to get 2-for-1 DBs if you mint them at niftycastle.io. Again, this is the only time this is going to happen. Do not miss out on your opportunity to get 2 DBs for the price of 1. And then there's going to be a sellout event after NFT NYC. So this is literally the only chance you can do this. They're almost sold out. Double DB's days are happening only during NFT NYC. So thank you, DB's, for sponsoring this episode of Art Start Now. Thank you again to Michaela for being an incredible guest. Check out the Cookies and Kicks Save the Chip adventure right now. And with all of that said and out of the way, it's time to talk about some art.
Let's talk about some art, folks. Let's see what you guys roped in here. I know that first I want to talk about an artist that I'm quite familiar with. They're in the Oni community. They're a big part of the Oni community. It is our friend, and they're a friend of the castle as well, Cromagnus. Cromagnus, if you look at this derivative right here, towering the skies of an urban area here, this just gives me NFT NYC feels, right? Like I want to be wearing this drip, maybe not a
Right.
knife, you know. I'm not going to be rocking a knife, but of course, like I miss the big city, and this gives me. It's such a sick piece. The plague mask, you know, in these times, everyone we're wearing masks.
Yeah, like
This
I
is
want
a
to read
pretty-
that comic.
I want to
You
know
know, it
what's
makes-
happening. Yeah, no, definitely this would be an incredible graphic novel, but I want to know what's happening to that building that is like engulfed in neon pink. Like, is it disappearing? Is it appearing? Is that building
deleted.
like it got deleted?
It seems
by
seems that
this
way.
character. It has a power. Interesting.
This reminds
Storytelling.
me-
We're right in the story.
Y'all know the like final scene of the movie Fight Club at the end where they're standing in another building watching all the other
Yes.
buildings like collapse
Yes.
and blow up around them. And he's been like shot and he's like bleeding and he's all beaten up. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, this is Edward Norton. You're right. Yeah, this is definitely.
Well, no, this is Tyler Durden. Edward Norton is not a person in the movie. Edward
No,
Norton is
but-
not a character.
But come on. Yeah, no, Tyler Durden, and but actually something that you mentioned, Lola, he actually is developing with Brian Lee the comic, the Oni Force comic. So it's something that they're working on right now. He's
Oh,
a
wow,
big part of
wow.
illustrating that. So it's something to look forward to. But yeah, this is one of his pieces. We're gonna take a step away
Nice.
from the Oni Force for his next piece right here, which I'll call Boston Dynamics gone wrong. This robot here,
Or gone
this-
right. I mean, we don't actually know what their intentions are. We don't know what Boston Dynamics actually intends to
If
do.
this
with
is
these
wrong, I don't
robots.
want to be right, guys. You know.
Wait, can you tell me
Yeah.
what? Just what?
dude, right? This reminds me of like the future version of like you think of the guy riding on the horse and he has the headless horseman. I feel like someone's riding this in the future, right? Like this is something that they're like a cyberpunk character is riding on top of this thing. Also, the fact that he's labeling it as Overlord's V1 can opener, I think, is the name of this whatever this thing is called can opener. So
You know what? It looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
those police dogs in Korea. I think it's Korea. You know what I'm talking about? Those robots that are like roaming the streets of Korea and they're like acting as law enforcement.
Opening all the cans.
It looks just like that.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
opening a can of
Yeah.
For
worms.
civil-
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah, for
I would
society.
be terrified. I would be terrified of this thing coming down the street trying to enforce anything. So yeah, like,
Yep.
like this
No
is-
horseplay
They look
with this guy.
they look very close to
Shut
that.
up! That's so good.
Come on, Chaz. Fun Uncle Chaz up there.
That's all I've got. That's all I've got.
It's great. It's great. It's great.
Uh,
But yeah, Nightmare Fuel. Thank you.
I haven't seen the movie Dune yet, but I imagine that this creature could be in that movie. I don't know why.
Oh,
I
dude,
don't
wait,
know why.
but
Gotta see Dune.
wait. Actually, have most people here seen Dune yet, or no? Yay or nay?
I heard
You have?
I've heard things about it.
I've heard it's so
Yay.
good. Homework.
I heard
Alright, let's not-
otherwise.
Homework,
I heard
folks.
otherwise.
Yeah, no, but no, this is just a quick little digression. This is homework. We'll watch it, and then we'll talk about it another time. But
circle back,
again,
yeah.
let's circle back into his work, Cromagnus, Nightmare Fuel. Thank you for this. Let's dig into your next piece, though. Let's get a little more fun in here.
Oh, that's
this
different.
is Fun Uncle.
Yeah.
Fun Uncle, what do you
That
think
is
about
fun.
this guy right here?
This is Wario from the Mario series, right?
Yeah.
You know?
that
If he was a
that
samurai.
does look like a combination.
He's definitely taken some kind of drugs. I mean, there's something on his tongue there, and there's definitely some drug taking happening with this piece, which is, hey,
I
that's
think
cool.
Yeah, I think he's called Joseon the Jester. If you look at the title of it, I think that's what it's called. If you click off real quick, yeah, Joseon
yeah.
the Jester. So it's a jester, but I love the colors. Are so cool. Like the colors in this piece
Yeah.
are so sick, and it pops out. The smoke coming out of the nose is just like, yeah, it's incredibly graphic, beautiful. Pops out, Great work, Cromagnus. This is super cool. This is a Disco Samurai. I can't wait for NFT NYC. I'm gonna get my boogie on, baby.
Yeah, this is
that's
really.
another
I have to
comic
say,
I'd like to read.
yeah, it's very unique illustration. And Cromagnus, again, a lot of y'all watching may be familiar with some of his work because he helped out with some of the art around the launch of the Oni Force project. But this is much different. It's cool to see another side of his skill, of his illustration style. So yeah, thanks for showing us that. It's really, really dope, Cromagnus. Congratulations on being super talented, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You're doing
for
it.
real.
Amazing.
Killing it.
Doing it. Moving on. Hey, who's this? Who's this fella right here? Lola?
We are looking at Mr. Hombre McSteez, a homie of mine who is actually teaching me animation right now, and he came to me not being in the NFT space yet, and I was super excited for him to get involved because I knew they were going to do so well. They look so good. He is so talented, and he was doing things for bigger companies for some time, and then he branched off and just started doing his own thing, building his own community on social media, and all of his work are a combination of live, real life video footage and his animations on top of it. And if you go to, I think maybe the next one.
Well,
Yeah,
wait, real quick. Oh, wait.
Yes,
Lola,
please.
I wanted to comment. Yeah, I wanted to
Yeah,
comment.
please.
I really like. First of all, it's topical. Everything pumpkin spice right
Perfect.
now. Please.
Yup,
But
yup.
I love the story here because to me the story here is that at first it was like self-mutilation and he was really like just stabbing himself in the face, but then he gets happy and it's actually he was self-actualizing all along because he's so much more than just a pumpkin. He's actually
There
a
it goes.
jack-o'-lantern.
No, guys, you need to pay attention to the details very closely here. If you look what's for sale, it's a carving pumpkin. So this pumpkin, it carves.
Oh
It is
my!
literally
You get 2 for
a
15.
carving. That's right, and also for all those
Chaz,
people
how did
who
you
are
miss
saying-
that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for all those-
God, I feel terrible.
for all those people that say this pumpkin's not going to carve itself, look what we have here.
Yeah,
It's carving.
we've all been proven wrong by Hombre McSteez.
I say that all the time. So
I know.
yeah, and
once a
also
year.
what a name. Also, Hombre McSteez.
McSteez.
Yeah.
Lola, what were you
that's
gonna
a clutch name.
Huh?
Lola,
Go ahead,
what were you
Lola.
gonna say about the other piece? I think you're
Oh.
digging into the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I have no idea how that was made. I just want to say like the butter just like ups and goes and it's just out. It's just like sheet. But it's so good. It's so like charming and funny, and you could just like stare at it. It's mesmerizing, is what I want to call it. You just stare at
is
it.
mesmerizing.
Yeah, like we know what's gonna happen, but I want to look anyway.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
great. I mean,
Okay.
I love the personifying inanimate objects really well. I feel like I'm just ready for him to like next time you wake him up to start singing like I'm just some butter, I'm only some butter, and I don't know the rest of the
Yeah.
words from there, but like yeah,
Yeah.
y'all know. Y'all know
I'm
what
just
I'm saying.
some butter, just a lonely stick of butter.
I'm a
And
butter
I
your
and
bread.
he's
cannot
new.
be
He's new to the
even
NFT
bothered.
space.
Yeah.
Like, he just minted his first few like a couple weeks ago. Maybe we started talking about this, and it's going great for him right now, and I'm glad.
I can see why. I'll break down some of the magic for you. It definitely started from the butter was the butter was does it start out with him? Oh, it is like that as well. So he just took the
You
same
see what I'm
shot like
saying?
before and after. So it's like he returned to where it was in the beginning.
He reversed the footage.
Yeah.
It's a
Super.
stop.
You can
that's
do that?
Sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's magic.
Love it. Love it. Love
So
it.
cool.
And the
Let's see the
next one
next
is
one.
more magic. Yeah, even more magic happened here. Duct tape. And he made a funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at it go.
Migration. Yeah, like I'm just wondering
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's migrating to. Yeah. Yeah.
The other side of
It's,
the
it's
desk.
just gonna fall off the desk. Yeah, it's just gonna fall off. The
He's in a sticky
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, he is.
I can
He
hear
really
this.
is, Chaz.
I can hear it. It's like quack, quack, quack.
You should let him do you should get him to let you do the audio, the sound effects for it, since you know
That would
him.
be a crazy collab. Marty, if you're
That
listening,
would be dope.
That's our next
Marty
thing.
Yeah.
Hombre
But definitely, you know,
McSteez.
Marty Cooper.
check out Hombre McSteez, Marty, in the description, and Cromagnus. We're going to be linking all of them, these incredible artists that we're showcasing here, in the description. So make sure to go check out their work, buy some of it. If you like it, if you find it nearly as cool and entertaining as we do, like pick up some of these NFTs from these incredibly talented artists. Because again, like Lola was saying, they're just getting started. So give it a year or two. These could be some really famous works of art.
Yeah.
Just saying,
this
not
next
financial
person-
advice.
No, we're making
This-
history, not financial.
This next person is also extremely freaking talented, and I just want to start by saying a little story. I was in the airport, probably
Oh, an
4
in real life
years-
story.
Yes, 4 years ago or something. And I was small talking with someone that I met in the airport. Like, it was a layover, and we were both getting back onto the same plane. And she said that she's like, "Oh, my son is in LA, and he's an animator and all this stuff." And she gave me this piece of paper that had the person's name on it, their Twitter handle, and I lost it. And it was this guy. It was 100% zero fish zero. Like, I will never,
Oh my
because
God.
like because I remember checking it. I remember checking out his stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I got to get in contact with him." Then I lost the paper, and then I forgot. And now in the NFT space, it has come full circle. And this guy is creating. I remember seeing this derivative work for Cool Cats, and it's so freaking sick. Like, just look at
Yeah.
this.
And he was showing us the behind the scenes of that too, and he put some like gel on his iPad to make the water, and I still don't understand how that was, but that was his process, like physically putting it onto his iPad. But yeah, that's a crazy story. It's a fucking small world, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he must have put it on top of the lens of the iPad or something, and then used
Something
I don't
like
know.
that.
That's pretty wild, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
It's Jeremy Fisher, by the way. This is Jeremy Fisher.
Yes.
Jeremy Fisher.
Miss
Yo,
Jeremy
yeah,
Fisher.
This is a really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is like a Fantastic Mr. Fox, sequel or something. It's just a really cool animation style, and it feels very. I don't know if like that sort of like stop motion-y claymation animation style gives you that sort of like warm fuzzy feeling, like you're a kid or something. There's something about it that just makes you feel.
There's a certain
warm
charm
and
to
fuzzy.
it.
Yeah.
The effort
And
that goes into
that
this, as you
medium,
mentioned, too.
exactly. Yeah, the stop motion, no joke. Like, definitely have to have a lot of love for it to put in that patience and that time.
Yeah, so this is actually like a little similarities between the previous artists, Hombre McSteez and Fish as well. They both use like parts of the like stop motion and stuff, which is really cool.
But mix
yeah,
of like
even-
rotoscoping, stop motion. But either way, I mean, you're animating basically one cell at a time, and even if it's only 12 frames per second, like that's still a lot of work. Depending on how many frames. It can be much more work, but either way, when you're animating, any of these sort of like cell shading, rotoscoping, claymation, you're literally shooting each frame individually, and then 12 or 24 makes a second. So yeah, it's an incredible amount of work.
Yeah, let's take a look at the next piece. Yep, this one's called.
Yes, please tell us about this.
Have
I'm
you ever
scared.
been-
No, this makes me nervous.
This is
Have
very
you ever
meta.
been stuck in a vicious cycle? Yeah, but it's just
Like,
like,
this is horror.
constantly zooming. Pretty much. It's like,
This
oh
is
God.
true
Again.
Halloween material.
Yep. This
This
is
is the
actual-
demo.
Oh, Jesus.
This is the demo for the new Facebook. This is Meta. Welcome to Meta.
That is Mark
That is
Zuckerberg.
hell.
That's who is in. That is the guy
Yeah.
on the. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Haven't we all had this nightmare from time to time? You didn't finish that assignment, and you wake up in a cold
Yeah.
sweat. Yeah.
I just don't see any barbecue sauce on the desk, so it might not be him.
I
No,
do.
but
I'm
this
pretty
is
sure that's barbecue sauce on the French fries down there.
Oh, the French, the pencils.
What the
Okay.
fuck? Oh, are those? Is that what that's supposed to be?
They're pencils, dude. Yeah.
Nah, those are French fries.
Those are French fries.
This is so sick. Man.
No, this is also like equally mesmerizing. Like, I could watch this, knowing damn well what's gonna happen next.
And good for him for trying out some different platforms too. This is on Hicket Nunk, or Hen, as if you want to call it. Different chain, better for the environment. Allegedly, no, it is. It's a greener solution for NFT marketplaces. If you don't know what Hen is, check it out. It's not where I do most of my shopping. I stick to ETH most of the time, but hicketnunk.xyz. Cool to see artists across using different platforms, different chains. It's always cool.
It's also more affordable for people to put their work up there too. So oftentimes for artists, it's like, hey, I've got this thing, I want to get it out there on the blockchain. And it's an opportunity, but just less cost, because right now, things are pretty expensive. Gas ain't cheap, that's for sure. So on ETH, as far as I
gas has been awful this week. There's a bunch of airdrops that I want to do for people, and like it's like I can't be airdropping at $100 per piece. It's just
It was like 2 or
gas
3 at some point
sucks.
today.
Ooh.
2 or 300. Yeah.
So there you go.
I was trying to buy
If
something.
you hate gas, maybe check out Hen, because you don't have to worry about the gas prices there if you want to buy up a whole bunch of art. Like Jeremy Fisher's. Jeremy Fisher is
Look at him
obviously
go.
incredibly talented. Look at him go. It's just we could sit here for hours and it would just be equally as good
same
every time.
Let's check out the.
I think we have one last
Suns
one,
Out, Buns
or
Out.
two.
We've got
Yeah.
two more. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
these
yeah.
are my favorite. His
I love it
food.
so
These are the
much.
Raisinets.
Oh my god. But look at how much they're doing. So much is going on.
Oh my god, it's so
What a
good.
beefcake.
It's the.
Can you
it's-
imagine
it's-
making this?
Yeah, dude, it's so great. I love it. Look at it doing push-ups. It's doing curls. They're playing frisbee. Look at the weenies playing frisbee.
Hot
They're
dog.
having a
man.
great time. Great
This is
time.
amazing. It definitely reminds me a little bit of that Seth Rogen or whatever movie, Sausage Party. Have y'all
Oh
seen that?
yes, I have seen that.
That's
in
a
theaters.
great movie. Like, say what you want about the humor and whatever. It's actually really well.
No, it was good. It was well written. There were children in the theater, and I was like, I don't think they know what's about to happen here. Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is a bit more family friendly here. Jeremy Fisher had that in mind, cookout, all the things that we love to eat. Like, he even got a little jalapeno in there, spicing it up with all the folks. Like, hey, he's like, I'm not meat, but like I'm gonna be just as tasty. I do love jalapenos. Lola.
Got the
right?
the steak in
do.
there.
Yeah.
Beefing it up, getting beefy.
Oh my god. There we go.
Playing some frisbee. Oh, that must be a beef hot dog right there. Some beef sausage.
Yeah, if they had some eggs on there,
anyway.
they could get yoked. Anyway, let's move on
My
to
guy.
the last
So good.
piece, guys. We're pushing into when I saw this.
Spooky.
It's a series of he has a series of these, and there's different hand gestures that the skeleton is making. One of them is like the middle finger, but right here is just a symbol of man, I'm just hoping that NFT NYC is as great as everyone's expecting it to be. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm excited for the future here. I hope it's a fun event. I can't wait to see both of you guys there. Fun Uncle, I wish you could be there with us. But this was something that I saw. I was like, we have to end with this piece of Jeremy Fisher's because it's just like a precursor leading into a great week, I think, that we're about to have.
All right, y'all, we did it. Another incredible show. Thanks for hanging out with us at Art Start Now. Every Saturday, the Nifty Castle is crash landing inside the walls of Lats. All right, I'm gonna start over. That's it, y'all. We did it. Another awesome show. Thank you so much to Michaela Lallouz for being an incredible guest. What a public speaker. Check her out. Follow her. Thank you, Michaela. And thank you to you for hanging out, being our friends, chilling with us, the incredible artists. Check them out in the description. And do not forget about Double DB Days and the interactive adventure. Go to the Cookies and Kicks Discord and get in on that. You don't want to miss out on all the rewards, all the cool things that they're doing over there during NFT NYC. Double DB's Days, Triple D's. Woah, what do you think about that?
Triple D's, that PNG GIF.
All right. I'm trying to get you in it. Fuck.
That was good. And yeah, you don't have to include me either.
You're overthinking it. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Forget about me. Just wrap it up and yeah.
No, we're gonna thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna thank you, Uncle Chaz.
Chazzy.
That's all right. Here we go. All right, y'all, we did it. Another incredible episode. Thank you to Michaela Lallouz for being such a great guest. What a public speaker she is. Check her out. Follow her everywhere on all platforms. Thank you again to Michaela. And thank you to you for hanging out with us on Art Start Now every Saturday. Do not forget, every Saturday at 2 p.m., we're going to be crash landing the Nifty Castle inside the walls of Lad City, hanging out with Woah, hanging out with Woboy, and Uncle Chaz. Cannot forget Uncle Chaz.
Thank you
y'all,
so much.
definitely do not forget about the Cookies and Kicks interactive adventure happening in their Discord during NFT NYC and Double DB's Days. That's right. Triple D's, Lola, Triple D's. We got them. Double DB Days at niftycastle.io. And last but not least, we'll see you in New York. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Art Star.